The Drac Attack is back, Jack. 7 years after Simon Belmont flung Dracula's head clean off his shoulders in the original Castlevania, the Vampire Hunter is back. Because, as luck would have it, Dracula put a curse on Simon during their last encounter. And of course, the only way to break it is to find all 5 of Dracula's body parts, throw them into a flaming urn in Castlevania, resurrect the Count, and then murder him. Again. Bottom line, it's another Castlevania game, and I'm totally here for it. Simon's Quest embraced the non-linear Metroidvania style of gameplay for this one, and I think it plays really well. This also has an action RPG element, as you can level your character up several times throughout the course of this game, improving their HP and damage resistance. All in all, a very ambitious game. Now this one also has 3 possible endings based on how quickly you complete it, so we will be shooting for the best one in today's video. So let's get cooking and finish before nightfall, because tonight is a horrible night to have a curse. Thank you again for joining us on Walkthrough Wednesday. I am Retro Nate, and today's title is Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, which was the popular voted on title by you, the viewers, on our YouTube poll. So thank you for voting in that, and I hope you enjoy today's video. We are going to be aiming to finish this game in under under 7 days in the game time, and we'll get into that in a minute. And we're going to hop right in. As soon as you start Castlevania 2, you are in the first town, and we have a couple of things to do that we have to do, or a couple of things to do in this town. The first thing that we have to do is go and buy a white crystal from this gentleman. So I'll get into the items a little bit more as we play, but I'm going to be cooking as we do this walkthrough because I want to make sure we secure the best ending in this game for today. So, and then the first task that we have after we've gotten our white crystal, we have a couple of items that we have on our radar that we're going to be purchasing as we get started on our mission today. So the one thing that we have not gotten yet from the first town is holy water, which costs 50 hearts. And as you see, these enemies, as you destroy them, some of them leave hearts behind. Those are used as currency in this game. So we're going to go ahead and spend the entire first day of the clock harvesting currency and harvesting hearts. So while it is daytime, we're going to spend our time out here in the woods to the right of the town, and then when it turns into nighttime fairly soon, we'll head back into the town and fight some more enemies in there. But what we're going to do, we're looking to get 50 hearts for our holy water, and we are also looking to secure another 50 hearts for the Dagger in the next town that we will go to, as well as 150 hearts for our whip upgrade that we're going to get, which is the chain whip in the following town. So grand total of 250 hearts that we have to earn in this first segment here. Now, if we don't get all 250, we can leave the Dagger until later, and we'll see what unfolds with how kind the drops are to us. So, as I said, now it's going to shift to nighttime, and that's going to happen throughout the course of this game. There's a 24-hour clock that if you pause the game, excuse me, you'll be able to see. And basically at 6 a.m. it turns into morning, and then I believe it's at 1800. So 6 p.m. is when it would turn into evening, and it's about like 3 minutes of real time that's spent in each day-night phase. And that clock continues running when you're in towns and when you're in the overworld here. It does not run when you are in mansions or shops. So just something to keep in mind. All right, and then once it is nighttime, you're going to head back to the first town, go all the way up to the top platform, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm just getting these zombies to respawn over and over. So I walk 3 blocks to the left of the top of the stairs, and then 2 blocks to the right of the top of the stairs. And doing that will respawn a zombie, and those half large hearts that they drop are worth 4 hearts. So it's a little bit more efficient to just grab them here and just raw volume of enemies. We just want to do what we can to collect as many hearts as we can. Now, in addition to hearts being currency, they also contribute to your leveling up. So every heart you collect will work towards a new experience level or a new level up for Simon Belmont as you go through this. So every heart we're collecting is kind of serving a double purpose for us right now. But really, we're going to spend this whole first day just whipping these zombies and whipping them good, as Devo would have us do. And if you got that reference, take your back medication. It's time for that. The other thing, and as we go through this now, so Castlevania, if you saw our first walkthrough that we did, was just a straight side-scrolling platformer, really enjoyable game, but it's level by level and very much like a Contra or some other platformer where you go through one stage at a time. This is the open world style that we saw in Metroid, and this is actually the game that kind of officially finished that Metroidvania branded genre of gaming. Because this version decided to do the open world, non-linear map where you have to go and find items, and those items give you access to new areas on the map and things like that. So some of the challenge with this game is not just finding the items, but then finding the most efficient way through, because as I mentioned, and there's our level up there. So we've gotten our first level up, which restores our life and gives us a little bit more damage resistance too, which is nice. But basically, the challenge then becomes trying to find the most efficient way through these games to collect the items as well as, get through the whole game in an efficient way so that we can get the best ending. And it offers 3 possible endings depending on how long it takes you to finish this game. As I said, we'll be trying for the best one today. So just when I paused there, it looked like we were at about 4 a.m., so should be getting to morning here pretty soon. Our harvesting and our farming will be done, and we'll see how many hearts we have at that time. At minimum, we want to make sure that we can grab the whip upgrade and grab the holy water, because those are the items that we're definitely going to want to have for this first part. Okay, the morning sun has vanquished the horrible night, and now we are on to daytime, and all of our villagers are back, and we'll be able to proceed. So first thing you're going to do is head down to the open shop on the right edge of the town. Talk to this merchant, and he is going to offer you the holy water, which you're going to purchase. Now, your status screen here, you're going to be able to equip items on the top row and bottom row as we go through this. So I have equipped my white crystal, which I bought from that gentleman right there, and then the holy water, which I have just grabbed. So the holy water has a couple of purposes. It can damage enemies, but it also can destroy false walls and floors. And you'll see that as we go through this early part of the game, that we're going to have to use that a few times. And the general guidance, once you've done your harvesting of hearts, which sounds like a cool, band name, you're just going to head as far east as you can. So really, at this point, the only direction that you need once you've gathered as many hearts as you can in that first day is just keep going east. We're going to break slightly to go down to a town, but really once we've gone through that town, we're still heading east as far as we can until we can't go there anymore. And that's going to be our first guidance of picking up these items. Before we do any mansions or trying to find any parts of Dracula, we're just going to go ahead and do some item collection first. So working our way to the top and whipping these skeletons and just going east, east, east through this whole map. And this is the staircase now that you're going to go down. Now, if you don't have enough hearts, you can stay up here and farm a little bit more. But if you have at least 200, you can head down and get, if you have at least 150, you can head down and at least get the chain whip. If you happen to have 200, you can go in that first door right there to grab the dagger. If you're interested in getting all of the items. Now, I don't quite have enough yet, so I'm just going to get the whip, and I'm going to see if I can get that dagger on the way back to complete an all items run of this one as we get the best ending. But I'm more concerned about finishing it in the amount of time. So if it doesn't work out, we maybe miss one item, so be it. But at least you know where it is from that. Okay, and then if you kill the false floor with that holy water we just bought and work your way down the staircase, you can purchase a chain whip. And this is a significant upgrade. So I'll mention this too. There is a thorn. So you start the game with the leather whip, which does 1 damage to your enemies. The thorn whip is available in the first town and can be purchased for 100 hearts over on the west side of that town. However, the chain whip here, which is 4 times as powerful as the leather whip, is only 150 hearts. So just economically, it makes a lot more sense to just go right to the chain whip instead of getting the thorn whip in between. Especially since you're not required to have the thorn whip to upgrade to the chain, it doesn't make any sense to grab the thorn whip overall. Saves you a lot of time there. Okay, and we are going to go up all of the staircases to the right, and then, like I said, continue east as far as we can. So now we're headed into this cavern, some bats and eyeballs to deal with. And then we're also going to grab a secret item here. So grab your holy water again if it's not equipped, and you're going to take out these bottom 2 blocks on the left, and then work your way all the way under this expanse here. And once you do, the blocks at the end of the string. Oh, I didn't let the message play. Whoops. But what it says is you have found the Eternal Flame, which is another item that kind of operates like holy water. It comes out on that same trajectory, but when you fire it, it will a flame-like column will show up, and it will freeze any enemies that are caught in it and do significant damage. So once you've grabbed the Eternal Flame, you can continue heading east. Now you're going to get through all these spiders that like to shoot webs out at you, a few more skeletons, and we are into evening number 2. So the one thing that we are trying to do during this nighttime session is make our way to the next town, which is going to be, again, far to the east. We're not going to go down those stairs this time. We're just going to keep working our way to the right. There's going to be another town that we're going to go to. And in that town, there's going to be someone that's going to exchange our white crystal and give us a blue crystal, which is the next level up basically for your crystal. And what the crystal does is it allows you to see things that you can activate things and hidden areas and things like that you can't otherwise see if it's not equipped. So if you work your way east, you see we're in our third town now, and we're actually going to adopt kind of the same strategy that we did in the first town during the nighttime, which is to work our way to the top and again just try to respawn those enemies so we can grab as many hearts as we can, because we've pretty much depleted our stock of them. And what we need to do is replenish those, because now our eye is on a couple of big item upgrades we're going to need. So, and it's 1 whip per enemy here, which is really nice. Makes it that much more efficient if you have the chain whip. So we have to pick up a couple of things from this town. We're going to pick up laurels, which are 50 hearts, as well as garlic, which is another 50 hearts. And then we have our eye on the Morningstar Whip, which is 200 hearts. So a grand total of 300 that we have to earn. Now, just as a note, you can't actually stockpile more than 256 hearts at any given time. So if you find that you are there and are trying to stockpile even more, it caps you at that. So you're going to have to spend some before you can accrue any more. So we're in the town now where you're going to be able to pick up laurels and garlic, and the Morningstar is a little bit later on in our journey. But we just want to grab as many hearts as we can here. It's also helping us level up, and we can't really do anything until it's morning. Because we have to wait until the villagers are back. So really at this point, we are just whipping it and whipping it good. I guess while we're doing this too, I'll mention that, when I play this game for the first time, I love the Metroidvania genre. I'll be upfront about that. It's really probably one of my favorite genres. I just love the elegance of it, that you're going kind of in this non-linear fashion and trying to figure out the most efficient way to go through things. I just think solving that puzzle is always very intriguing to me. But for Castlevania, they didn't stick to this. This was sort of the black sheep, essentially, of them trying this. But I don't know. I'm interested to know your thoughts of whether you thought this game was really a true Castlevania because it was in this format, or if you felt that the break-in format was really just off-brand and didn't appreciate it really going this direction. So leave me a comment and let me know what you think of whether this one was one that you enjoyed or one that you thought just was too far of a departure from what the norm was for the Castlevania series. Because if I remember correctly, Castlevania 3 and even Super Castlevania don't adopt any of these open world elements at all to the way that they play. All right, I have talked us through the night. Thank you for staying with me. Hopefully you didn't fall asleep. And now we are into day number, I guess it would be the beginning of day number 2, technically, since you start on day 0. And we're going to work our way all the way over to the left, and there is this gentleman in a gray outfit that's going to exchange our crystal. So this is the first upgrade you're going to need to get for your crystal, and the reason you need it is because you're going to need a blue crystal in order to eventually obtain a red one, which is the final one you'll get in this game, which is a necessary item for you to complete the game. So, all right, and then once you've gotten that, go back over to the right. We're going to destroy the false floor here, and we can go... This is kind of optional at this point, but I'm going to grab them anyway. This is the shop where you can purchase laurels, and I'm going to grab them. What laurels do is they make you invincible for a short time. So there are a couple of spots that I can use these to save a little bit of life later on in our journey. I'll just grab some now since they're fairly cheap. And that's going to give me 2 of them. You can hold a maximum of 4 laurels and 4 garlic at this point. But later on in our journey, we'll show you where you can grab an item that actually allows that total to double, where you can hold 8 laurels and 8 garlic. Okay, once you've grabbed your laurels, you can work all the way back to the left of this town to the final open door. Not this one, that's just a villager in there. And you're going to go into this door here where they're going to, again, false floor, and you're going to work your way to the bottom, over to the right here, and you're going to pick up some garlic from the merchant at the bottom of this shop. And you're only going to need to get 2 garlic for the entire game. You don't need any more than that to get all of the items that we talked about. And real quick, too, in all of the villages, there are villagers that give you all sorts of messages, just like any RPG would be. Zelda 2 comes to mind, where the villagers give you kind of messages and different hints and things like that. Some of them are useful, some of them are completely cryptic and useless. I'm not going to show them to you in this case because they just end up taking time, and like I said, want to try to shoot for finishing this for the best ending, and to do that I got to be quick. But once you've gotten your garlic and once you've gotten your laurels, you can go to the right, and this is going to be the farthest we can go. If you continue right, there's a cliff there you can't jump past, but what we're going to do is drop garlic here in this cemetery, and that reveals a hidden merchant that's going to give you the silver knife. So the silver knife is basically an upgrade over the dagger. The dagger is an item that we skipped in the second town we were in because we didn't have enough hearts. We will try to get it later, but the silver knife has an extended range from the whip and is a pretty useful weapon if you want to take enemies out from a distance. Depending on your comfort level with the whip and your skill level in this, you can decide whether you want to use the silver knife or not. One thing to note too, I'm not entirely sure of all the items that do this, but certain items take hearts to use. I know the Eternal Flame is one of them. I believe the Silver Knife is one as well. So just be cognizant of that. The Dagger takes no hearts at all to use. It's free to use, which actually makes it a very useful weapon if you can get it at this stage, just because you get unlimited uses that you want for it, and hence an extended range beyond the whip. But nonetheless, we're going to, now that we've gotten the Silver Knife, we are going to work our way back to the west, going across the top again. And we are going to stop at the first mansion that we come across as we work our way back to the left. So remember, here is where we got the Eternal Flame, and we're going to climb back up those stairs and find our way through the little cavern that we were in on the left-hand side here in a moment. And that's going to take us to close to the first mansion that we're going to have to complete. So take a little bump there, and now we're across the top and over to the left. Excuse me. Back into some woods here. Oh, that was smart. Back into some woods here. Missing that heart. Again, I'm really playing it well, aren't I? Jeez, I'm getting smoked here. Spiders are a little annoying. You can jump and take them out if you're skilled. Apparently, I'm just willing to just blitz through those. So that water at the bottom is actually poison swamp. The reason that I got the laurels that I did is it can keep you safe when you have to enter those areas later in the game. But we'll show you some key spots to do that. And if you keep working left, you're going to come across the mansion. Now, this platform that I just jumped on will not be visible if your crystal is not equipped. So make sure you equip your blue crystal in order to see that platform, which raises you up to this level here. And you are going to start down our way through the mansion. So there are 5 mansions in this game. And in order to complete them, what you're aiming to do is to, first of all, purchase an oak stake, which has to be gotten in every mansion so that you can destroy the orb that holds the missing body part of Dracula. So as I'm working through this section here, that was a 6 heart piece right there. I like that. Those gargoyles give you large hearts, which are worth 6, which is nice. But basically what you have to do is grab an oak stake to destroy the orb that protects the hidden body part of Dracula. And once you get the hidden body part of Dracula, good lord, I'm having trouble jumping. You're going to assemble those as part of your items. And once you have all 5, you are able to, once you have all 5 parts plus the magic cross, which we will get later on, you can resurrect Dracula for the final battle. So in this mansion particularly, work your way all the way to the top floor. Now there is a hidden floor here. Those last 2 blocks right there, see how my holy water went through them and I jumped through them? Those are fake. So if you try to jump on top of them, you'll fall all the way down and and then you have to go back around. There are a lot of those false floors in these types of mansions, so just keep an eye out for those as we go through. Boy, I'm running a little low on life here. I could really use a level up. All right, and then work your way to the right all the way at the top, and then down the staircase over on this side. Now, there are also hidden walls that contain the riddles of Dracula. There are 13 books scattered throughout the map that contain little riddles about Dracula and where you can find items and things like that. I'm not going to do those in this run. We're going to, I might point out where some of them are, but for the most part, if you know what they say, there's really no need to collect them. All right, up to the left there, you grab your oak stake from that merchant, another 50 hearts that you'll need to have on hand in order to get it. And then if you come down these stairs and whip out that skeleton, we've got one more false floor to be aware of. And you can see here the skeleton turns right at that column. Jump over that column because those 2 blocks are false. I'll show you that section in a moment after we collect this part. So let's grab the oak stake, fire it at the orb, it destroys, and now we have collected, well actually we now possess Dracula's rib. Nice spell check there, guys. Dracula's rib acts as a shield. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And now if you're not whipping or if you're not walking, Simon will hold a shield up, and that can reflect projectiles. Now you see I fell through the floor there. That was what I was talking about earlier. Is right at that column, those 2 blocks are false. But dropping down actually makes it quicker to get out of this mansion. So that's why I took that shortcut. Whip a couple of gargoyles here. And we're going to get all the way back out to the left. And now you see we're actually climbing back to the same level that we entered on. Ooh, nice little 6 hearts there from the gargoyle. Always love to get those. Okay, a couple of more whips of these skeletons. Here's the knight that we faced when we walked in. And just like that, 1 mansion down. And as you saw, there was no platform there since I don't have my crystal equipped. Okay, 1 mansion down. We're going to keep working to the left now. We have one of Dracula's body parts. Now watch out for Fishman here. He likes to bump you into the water. The water is less safe than the poison swamp. Water kills you immediately. Poison swamp drains your life slowly as you're in it. Excuse me. All right, 3rd cursed evening now. We're going to get all the way back to the left and try as we might to get through. I think where we're heading now is we want to head all the way to the left of the map to engage the riverboat. And now that we have our Dracula's rib to act as a shield, we can safely work to the left of the original town we were in and not take as much damage. So this area we traversed early when we were headed to the right to start our journey. Now we're coming back to the left. Just be mindful of these fish guys that like to pop out of the water. Just kind of jump and whip as you go through, and you should take them out as they pop out of the water. Got to be close to a level up here, which would be nice to restore my life. If by chance you need to restore your life, most towns, not all, but most towns have a church that have a cross on the front of the building that if you enter, you can refill all of your life. We may have to take advantage of one of those here if we end up in a town during daytime. All right, let's take him out. One more skeleton wolf, and then we are back in the original town where we started, and we're going to just work our way all the way across to the left. One other thing to note in here, there are, when you die, you start exactly where you left off, so there's no starting from the original town or anything like that when you die. Secondly, there are continues that start you right where you left off as well, so it doesn't have to be a deathless run when you play this. Okay, we have worked now to the left side of the original town. As you see, that rib is already coming in handy, reflecting those bullets back at you. Just kind of push to the left. Watch out for these, like, running dogs or whatever they are. And then here is the poison swamp. Now, what I'm going to do here is grab a laurel and engage it by hitting up and B, and then I can... Oh, there's my level up. Oh, perfect. So I'm going to preserve my life, I extend my life bar, and now I'm invincible. Gosh, everything's coming up Nate right now. And the laurel gets you right through that poison swamp without losing any extra life. Continue to the left and you will come across the riverboat man, who, if you will always take you to the same location unless you have a specific item equipped later in the game, which I will show you when we get there. But he is going to take you across the river, and then we are going to enter... the next town that we are aiming to get into to get our next crystal upgrade and whip upgrade. So we're going to go up these stairs here, and we have to hang out in this town now because we need to get our red crystal from this platform when it's daytime. So in the meantime, I'm just going to kind of work to the left and hang out here. I really just need it to be daytime. I'll get a zombie or two to spawn, see what other hearts I might be able to get. But really, there's no urgency. I got to the spot that I needed to while it was still nighttime. So I'm just going to hang here, kill some zombies, grab some hearts, and wait for it to be daytime so I can get my red crystal. The red crystal kind of operates like the blue crystal in that it's going to be an upgrade. So everything you could see with the blue crystal, you can also see with the red crystal, but the red one also gives you access to a couple of other things you can't otherwise see. And we'll get back into what those are when we go through. So doing pretty well on time here, feeling good about how we're running through so far. Hopefully it hasn't been too rough to check here so far, but now we're heading into day number 4. It might be 3. I think it's 3 on the calendar because like I said, it starts on day 0. And this guy, just like in the other town, is going to give us that red crystal for our blue one. So we have now upgraded our crystal all the way, and we can go far to the left now and work through this town, exiting on the left to continue where we have to go. The rest of these villagers and townspeople don't really tell you anything important. And now we've got these slimy guys. Gosh, I hate these slimy puddles of goo. Gosh, they're terrible. And then a couple of relatively familiar enemies, these bags of bones that shoot fireballs at you. And we're going to keep working to the left. As you get further and further away, you see some of these enemies just have more HP. That chain whip is still doing a good job. And we're going to work our way down now. This is where I was telling you about how there's an item that can... I should have jumped there. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, there's a false floor, and it puts you in a poison swamp. So you see that my life is draining slowly. Then when you get into this graveyard, just like it was all the way to the right, when we get to the far end of this graveyard, we're going to be able to drop some garlic and reveal another hidden merchant that's going to sell us an item that gives us double the capacity for laurels and... Oh, I hate these things so much. Oh my gosh, get out of there. Go. I'm going to die. Oh, so annoying. I can't stand these things. Oh, that one jumped over me. All right, just go. Just push. Get these hands. Catch these hands. All right, good. Get this out of here. Yes! Oh, no, not this one, too. They are relentless, these stupid things. All right, got him. Let's drop a garlic in here. Oh, we got another one. Jeez Louise. Drop the garlic. Talk to this fella, and he's going to give you a silk bag, which allows you to carry 8 laurels and 8 garlic at max. So... now we've extended our capacity for those things, whipping these slimes. We're still somehow alive. I have no idea. Normally I take shots from these guys all the time. Ooh, that was lucky. All right, maybe I will make it out of here. That'd be kind of nice. Ah, no. There it is. Yep. I normally take a death at this spot. It's just there's a lot going on in this area. So no big deal if you do. Like I said, you start exactly where you left off. The only thing it does is it hurts the heart collection that you have. I'm not sure if it cuts it in half or if you get, or maybe that's only when you continue that your hearts would go down. So just be cognizant of that. If you do have to continue, your heart stock goes back to 0. But we'll work through the poison swamp and back up the stairs. We've gotten the silk bag, which increases our capacity. Now we're going to continue working up the stairs and then to the left to get our Morningstar Whip. So our job now is to get out of this place and over to the next town and into the Morningstar Whip shop before it is dark, which is not the easiest thing to do. You got to kind of cook on this little section. More of these slimies. Gosh, I hate them. Okay. Oh, there we go. And don't get too hung up here. This section is, if you want to get that best ending, this is one that you kind of want to push through. And the reason that we need the Morningstar Whip, which is in this town here, is that is required to get the final whip in the game. You must get it in order to upgrade your whip to the Flame Whip, which is the final whip in the game, which we'll get shortly after this. So up a couple of levels, and then if you work your way to the left, there's a short platform to jump on, and it's this door here that is the shop that sells you the Morningstar Whip. So we made it in time, which is nice. We can enter and grab our item, and I'm pretty sure we have enough hearts too. We've been collecting them along the way. Haven't spent too many, so I think we are golden on that. It's 200 hearts for the Morningstar Whip, which is twice as powerful as the chain whip. So now, and there we have it, and it extends the range of the whip as well. So now 8 damage inflicted with every whip given by Belmont. So really starting to acquire some power here in that whip attack for Simon. And once you've gotten the Morningstar, if you've gotten there in time, you can work your way all the way to the left. And we are going to go to the leftmost point of the map that we can to progress to our next section here. You can see it was almost nighttime. I didn't make it too far before night fell on the 4th day. So, okay, we're in good shape here. A couple of these little floating ghost type enemies, and we've got some mummies here, I believe, to worry about. Yeah, there they are. But the Morningstar Whip makes pretty good work of them. It's a pretty strong weapon here. So a couple of whip shots for these in the evening. And now on these floating bricks, these are not the easiest to get through. You always want to jump and whip at the same time at the topmost point of when that brick is rising and falling. Now this is Deborah's Cliff. If you go through and actually search for clues, you'll find that what you need to do is equip your red crystal and duck on this top platform for a few seconds, and this tornado carries you actually to a different point of the map. It's going to deliver you right to a new mansion. Now, we're not going to go in that mansion. We're actually going to proceed to the left of it and go through a few more sections here. But that part, I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Greg. Oh, rats. Forgot. Don't push forward too far there. Another section here, we're going to duck just like we did for that cliff area to reveal another secret here where you can duck underneath. Again, you can learn some of this stuff from the books that you find hidden in walls and stuff like that to save you all some time from just bombing every wall and trying to find all the secrets. You can just follow this walkthrough for a fast pass. So my friend Greg, who always tells me that Deborah's Cliff was the part that he just wandered around this map forever, looking for how you're supposed to get through that section. It was always that stupid cliff that he ducked in the wrong spot and couldn't figure out how to do it. Well, there it is, Greg. That's for you. And then if you go all the way to the left on the bottom section here, you will get the Flame Whip, which is the final whip upgrade, which inflicts 15 damage for every whip that you give an enemy. So this is a great item to just acquire as soon as you can. You don't have to go through any mansions with inferior whippery, and now you are fully equipped to take on whatever it is, come what may, when it comes to the mansions. So once you have the whip, you're going to go up one level, and we're going to still work our way all the way to the left if we can to go to the next mansion that we need to complete. A couple of these floating heads to work through, a couple of these skeletons. You can see they can really take a lot of damage, so having anything less than the Flame Whip here, oh boy, anything less than the Flame Whip here is going to be, very tough to get through this area if you have less. So if you follow the steps that we've done so far to get the whip upgrades that you need, you're going to be in good shape. Okay, jump over that. Oh, I hate these flame guys. They are annoying. That one in particular, got through that one clean, so that was nice. Again, jump and whip when it's at the top section. You get kind of an extra little boost there when you do that to make sure you can get from side to side. Oh no, took a shot there. Okay, flame guy. Okay, good. More floating heads. Okay, let's clear them out now. There we go. Get out of here. Nothing good. Okay, and as you keep going left, we're going to work, I think it's after this scene is the next mansion we're going in, which will be the second one that we're going to complete. Oh no, we got a swamp to go through. We should have one laurel left, which is going to save us enough life. So just jump in, take your laurel, get as far as you can without losing any life, and then you might have to trudge through this second section, taking a bit of losses. If you wanted to buy an extra set of laurels in a prior town, you could, but I don't think it's necessary. You've got your extended life meter now. Yeah, it costs you a little bit of HP, but not the end of the world. And then this is the mansion we're going to enter for our next piece of Dracula. So again, we're going to need to find the oak stake, and we're going to need to find the room that has Dracula's body part in it. So in this particular one, this is actually the 5th mansion you're designed to go through, so we are equipped to do it because we have the Flame Whip. In this one, we have to push to the right and then up these stairs. These are annoying to get through because they kind of dart either way. There we go. We'll just go that way. Take a hit and keep on trucking. And a little bit of traversing this mansion back and forth. A lot of staircases to go up and down, but you can just follow along with where we go. Generally, it's pretty straightforward for this first part as long as you know that you have to go up. You can skip that large staircase headed towards the top level. We're going to just swing over to the right here and then again up to the right on this first section before going down and then into the east part of the castle. Then when we work through here, now this is where we're going to go up initially. Well, we're going to drop down and get that guy, but we're going to go up initially to get our oak stake, and then we will drop down to finish the rest of this mansion. So jump up, one more of these skeletons to take care of. And then if we go up to the right, you're going to see our merchant here selling the oak stake. So you should have 50 hearts by now. I'm in good shape, got 122. So here's the oak stake that we're going to need, which is perfect. And then back down to the left. And we'll go down and find Dracula's, I believe it's Dracula's nail in this one. I can't remember. We'll find out when we get there. Whatever. It's some part of Dracula. And we'll get our second body part from him. This guy is super annoying. Super annoying. Oh, gosh. I hate this. I got one hit left. I keep attacking his bones. This is not a winning strategy. What am I going to do here? Yeah, let's go this way. One Eternal Flame. Freeze them all there. There you go. That's like the holy water from the first one. Freezes them there and kills them. Pretty sweet weapon. Actually, we're going to use that. Actually, we end up using that Eternal Flame in a couple of boss fights going down the road here. And then this merchant down here on the left, which is great, gives you fully stocks all of your laurels. So it's important you get the silk bag first because that'll give you 8. And now we have 8 laurels that we can use. And I suggest using one here. These platforms are annoying to navigate. Might as well just walk through the spikes and take no damage. So, okay. And if you go all the way to the right on the bottom, you are going to enter the chamber that has the first boss fight. So this big floating head, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but we are going to jump and whip. You go about 5 blocks in on the left, and it's either going to make this circle pattern or it's going to drop fireballs. Wow, 4 circles in a row. I might kill this thing right away. Yeah, it didn't even fire any fireballs at me. But if it does fire fireballs, what you do is just stand there with the rib equipped, and it will shield any that are attacking you. But what you do when you finally beat it is you get the Magic Cross, which is a necessary item to enter Castlevania. So you have to beat that boss before you progress here. Now, and then you possess Dracula's ring. That's what it is. I honestly can't remember what Dracula's ring does. All of these parts have a function, but as you can tell, if I don't know what it is, it's not super required for me to know exactly what it does. Someone in the comments can certainly tell me what Dracula's ring does. Oh no, I don't go that way, I go this way. Can tell me what Dracula's ring does. If you know, I probably should look it up after, or maybe I should research it before I make these videos. What do you think? Self-professed expert here, just totally losing it. Oh, rats. Oh, is that my last life? Oh, okay. Well, we've lost some hearts. That's no good. Well, we'll get them back. Actually, it's a decent spot to have to continue. We don't really need hearts too badly before we're, for any time soon here. We should be able to collect a bunch as we go through. So, okay, and then we're going back up and out here as we have Dracula's ring is all secured, and then, oops, not quite. Here we go. Come on. There we are. And then we're going to just exit the same way we came in. So coming over to the left side now, we got to go up this platform again. That was weird. That was kind of a weird spawn. And then we didn't go down this section before. We got to work our way to the left. Yeah, and just tracing our steps coming back out. So not too bad. Again, time doesn't pass on the clock when you're in this section. So as far as finishing, oh, that was a convenient bump. As far as finishing this game in the appropriate amount of time to get the best ending, you can spend as much time as you want in these castles. You could farm hearts, you can do, whatever you need to do in these mansions. Feel free to do, because the time doesn't pass, and it's probably a good way to secure that. If you need to get hearts, XP, whatever it is, if you need to level up to make sure you can get through everything, it's a good strategy to do. But we're going to get out of here now. We have finished 2 mansions, and we're going to again work to the left. Oh, barely got in there at nighttime, and we're up to daytime again. Okay, sun rises, and here we are. Another swamp. Now we are full of laurels, so we're going to be able to work through this with no problem. And we're just going to walk our way right through. As soon as we are not invincible, fire off another laurel, and just keep on trucking. We're going to go as far as we can to the left, which will actually wrap us around and bring us back to the right. So you'll see here, now that we've gone all the way through that swamp to the left, we are actually at the now rightmost point of the map that we entered right away when we started. As soon as these slimes get out of my way. Oh my gosh, I can't stand you guys. This was the cliff I talked about that we couldn't progress past, and this is where we got that silver knife earlier. So now you can get a gauge of where we are on the map, and this is the town that we entered, to get that silver knife when we had to exchange for our blue crystal up at the top. So now, when we're working our way back, we've gotten the items that we need. Now we're actually going to stop at the mansions on the way and take care of them as we progress back to the left. So we've gotten out of the town now, back into these woods that contain these spiders, which I love so much. They're some of my favorite enemies to deal with, as you can tell. Oh, there you go. Take that, loser. I called a spider a loser. This is my life. Okay. And when you progress to the left now, we're going to find the staircase we did not go down earlier, we are now going to descend. This is going to lead us to the third mansion we need to clear, and another section that we're going to need to duck to reveal a hidden passage here once we go through this little cave to the right. So ascend these platforms, watch out for the crazy eyeball. Oh, that was pretty slick. I'm the coolest. Look at me. And over the top here is a little bit easier path than going through those moving platforms, which you're going to have to do anyway on the way back. And then drop down, grab our crystal. Don't walk forward like I did last time and just duck in this scene. And this is going to show that the lake is in fact a fake lake, but it is a real lake if you don't duck. I don't know. Don't explain the physics. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you drop down, we are now to the third mansion that we need to get through. And this one starts actually with already right out of the gate a little bit of a, I don't know, an illusion or a redirect here. What you want to do is take the right path on the bottom and jump through that false wall. All four of those bricks are fake. And it took me a while to figure that out at first. But what you'll do here is work to the right, and we're doing this so that we can grab the oak stake that we're going to need. So actually, I'm wrong. I don't need to go up these stairs yet. I need to go to the right, and I need to take care of jumping over this, and this moving wall, just jump on top of, and then off to the right. And if you go all the way to the right on the bottom section, there is our merchant to sell us an oak stake. Do I have enough hearts right now? Yeah, I got 78. Okay, good. That continue did not hurt us very much. Okay, oak stake secured. Now I'm ready to go and find where this next Dracula body part is. And in this one, I'm sure of it, we are getting Dracula's heart in this section. And what that does, actually, I think the one thing I know that it does is that Dracula's heart, I mentioned it a little earlier, but when you're by the riverboat, the guy that takes you on that riverboat left of that original town we were in, if Dracula's heart is equipped, he is going to take you to a new area on the map that contains the third mansion we need to finish, as well as another area where you can secure another item. So, this is a necessary piece. All of Dracula's body parts, all of Dracula's body parts are necessary to get because you need all of them to complete the game. But this one in particular, oh, come on! Not the greatest display here of jumping prowess by me. But you need to get all those Dracula's body parts so that you can resurrect Dracula. Okay, this is starting to feel annoying. Oh, great. And I used a laurel. I'm all flustered here. I'm on tilt. Our pets' heads are falling off. Come on, Nate. Just work your way through here. Equip the rib one time. Come on. There we go. My goodness. Okay, a little bit off on the timing there. As you can see, low bridge makes the jump a little annoying. But up you go all the way to the top level and then down the staircase on the other side. So a little bit of jumping. You can see already that's the area that contains Dracula's body part. We're going to just drop down this section and under the low bridge, and here we are. So equip your oak stake, grab the next body part. It's in a flashy bag, and you now possess Dracula's heart. All right, we got his heart, his ring, which apparently is a body part, and his rib. So close enough. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible at these jumps. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, I only have to do this in one mansion. Okay. Let's go back to the right here and up the stairs. Yeah, so there's the heart right next to the rib there. We've already got the magic cross in the silk bag. We've got the holy water and the silver knife. Yeah, we're in good shape. I'm going to grab all these items and move on. Okay, ooh, there we go. Slick by you. So long, fella. All right, and then we're just exiting. And we got to get out of here, and we're 3 body parts in. Oh, all the way down. Look how efficient that drop was. Ooh, I am cool. That was great. 3 body parts in now, and just working for the final 2. So we have gone through, technically these mansions, as I've read, are, they're designed to be played like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, essentially. And this is actually Mansion 2. And the one that we will go to using Dracula's Heart is Mansion 3. We actually are playing them in the order of 1, 5, 2, 3, 4 in this walkthrough. It just ends up being a little bit more efficient to get through this in the amount of time we need to. Yeah, and then once you go through to the left, you're back out through that false wall and just walk through the left with these skeletons and the one knight, and out you go. 3 mansions complete. And now working our way over again to mansion number 3, and we're going to use that heart on the riverboat to get to mansion 3. So up we go here, and back to the left. We got to jump on these jumping platforms now. Oh, that's nice. Took a little swim. Sorry about that. Like I said, that water is more deadly than the poison swamp, which I think is hilarious. But anyway, moving on. And we'll go to the left here and back out this section and up the stairs where we descended here to get us back on track. Now, if you've gotten discombobulated or lost, you're not alone. It took me forever to figure out the layout of this map and exactly where everything was. As you play through it a little bit, you start to go, oh, okay, that makes sense. I remember where that was, and kind of take it as a, where does the map wrap around kind of thing. A lot to remember, though. And as I suggested, I think when I did the Metroid walkthrough, same thing. We used to have to build these things ourselves, figure out these maps ourselves. Thankfully, now you've got, internet resources and stuff like that to guide you where you're supposed to go. But yeah, we used to have to sit there with a pen and paper and map it out exactly where we were going, where these levels were and stuff. It was not particularly fun to have to do. But it made us better gamers, I say. Or at least I like to think that. Oh, let me live in my dream, would you? Okay. Working our way to the left. This should look familiar now. This was the area that we entered before going in our first mansion. And we're going to just retrace those same steps. We're going to walk right by it. We're past all the way to the left, past our first town, and then to the riverboat, which is where do we access the next mansion. More spiders. These stupid things. Okay, very good. I like that you can whip the webs, though. In case you didn't know, you can. You can whip those webs to get them to disappear. You can pretty much whip anything in this game. Except fake blocks, which actually you can eventually once you possess Dracula's nail, which might be the next thing we're getting. I forget which body parts are in which mansion. All right, there's the first mansion that we played. We're going to just pass by that. And we're still at nighttime, so it's unfortunate, but I don't think we're going to be able to get the dagger. This would be where I would actually wait and go back and get it. It's right down these stairs here. Remember in that first town that we moved to when we originally started, we were in a town, but we walked to the right. And this is, if you go down those stairs, that's the second town and where the dagger is. So if you want to do an all items run, you got to go down there. I'm not going to grab it. It's not going to serve us any point here. But that would be the first iteration of the knives and daggers in your item bar. So, all right, back over this bridge, working our way back towards that first town and to the left where our riverboat guy is. Just mindful of these frogmen coming out of the water because they do bump you back and it's a little annoying when they drop you into the drink there. Okay, one more of these. Back to our comfy little woods that we got into to start the game. And then back to our homeland in the original town. Over the Wolfman there. All right. Flame Whip is so cool. There's something about, like, overpowering your... It's not overpowered. It still takes a while to, kill enemies with it, but there is something cool about... In a game like this, I think, having a weapon that is just so strong, when the primary goal is really to search around, find the items, locate everything, it's not like a Contra where just running and gunning is the point of it. But having a cool weapon like this is just... I love that aspect of games like this when you got a weapon that can just, whip through enemies so easily. All right, can grab a laurel here if we want to. Maybe we just run through. It's not that big a swamp. And we've got a pretty extended life bar now. We might be fine. Yeah, I think we'll just run through. There we go. All right, and then this is the area where the riverboat is. So you're going to equip Dracula's heart here and make sure that is on. And when you do... he tells you a different message, let me show you the way. So you can tell now that he is taking us to a different location than he did before when the heart was not equipped. Makes your little sound indicator, and off we go. Let off here. And when you go to the left now, the landscape is a bit different. Now we're not going to go into the... we're not going to go into the area where you get the extra item yet. Let's finish the mansion first, and then we will get the diamond for us. Okay. Jump across here, and this one's actually pretty straightforward. No secrets or anything there. All we got to do is work our way up the stairs. I don't really think if I remember correctly, there's not really any false walls or things like that we need to destroy here. But this is the mansion though that has I mentioned earlier that Dracula's riddles exist in these mansions, where they're like books that are hidden in walls. And there is a book hidden in this mansion that tells you about Deborah's Cliff, which is where you have to get the red crystal and duck to get that tornado to whisk you away. That is like one useful clue I remember from these riddles when I went and got them all, actually, that helped me out with something that I was supposed to do. And just ascending these staircases here, avoiding the skeletons as we go through. Oh, double heart. Do I want it? Of course I want it. I don't know why I want it. I don't need to buy anything else, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I need to buy anything else. More laurels, maybe, if I wanted to, but I really don't need anything. Okay, and then double gargoyle here. Just be cautious. Oh, rib, coming in useful. Love that. They're still fun to collect. I don't know, even if you don't need them, you feel like you still need to get all the hearts that are on the screen. Yeah, down there in that pit on the right is where that book is. Oh, well, just take the bump and move on. And then if you work down here, what's nice, in this particular mansion, the oak stake merchant is just right there on your way to the end. So very nice that you don't have to break your stride and get him. Ooh, big drop down and complete death there. That was nice. All right, 1 life left. We'll do that again. Ooh, look at me. The triple whip. That was pretty slick. Admit it. All right, down these stairs. We're almost to the bottom. And once we are, we will be in. Oh, these slimies. I hate them. I hate them so much. There we go. Yeah, and once we get to the bottom, we will be approaching the final area we need to be in. Just walk right through here, a couple of bats, and then we are actually going to come across the other boss prior to Dracula, which is the Grim Reaper, or Death. And to beat him, we're going to use this Eternal Flame like crazy. What it will do, the Eternal Flame, I fire one out and then just keep flame whipping as best you can. And once you get him kind of pinned there, he's pretty much short work. And if you beat him, this is a non-required item, but you will get the Golden Knife, which is the highest strength knife that you can collect. And then if you progress through to the room on the right, you can grab Dracula's... Is it nail? You possess... Oh, his eyeball. Sorry, Dracula's eyeball. Now this one I actually know the purpose of. Dracula's eyeball allows you to see those books and riddles and stuff that he has hidden throughout the map. So if you equip Dracula's eyeball, this now allows you to go through the map and see where these hidden secrets are and stuff like that. So kind of useful if you don't know where you're supposed to go. Actually, it's one of the more useful items as far as that goes. Little do you know at that time that the secrets that they give you don't really help you at all. So whatever. All right, now we just got to ascend our way out of here. Now there is actually a trick here that's going to make it a little bit faster on our run. And I like this order for this reason. What we're going to do here, since we've used our oak stake, is we're going to buy another one. And because you can only hold one oak stake at a time, but we're going to hold this one until we get to Mansion 4, because in Mansion 4, it's not a particularly easy oak stake to acquire. So we're going to grab one here. That way we don't have to stop in Mansion 4 to get it. Oh, get out of here. Ooh, the 2-for-1. Like that. But yeah, we'll grab our stake here so that we don't have to waste any time when we're in Mansion 4 grabbing that. So a little bit of a life hack for you. Follow me for more tips. Okay, through these skeletons now and descending our staircases. Beautiful. All right. 4 mansions down, almost, and 1 to go. And then off to Castlevania to resurrect Dracula and, of course, destroy him. Because that's what we do in these games. All the way down the stairs. This one takes a while. This mansion just takes a while because of all the staircases you got to ascend. There's no real shortcut to go, unfortunately. But hey, we'll just enjoy the cardio that we're getting. You know, I bet our Fitbit is feeling really good about the progress we're making. Did Simon Belmont have a Fitbit? I feel like there's a pun in there that I'm missing. Okay, drop down. I deserve the damage I took for even thinking about Simon Belmont's Fitbit. Nonetheless, we're moving to the left. What I remember, we're in that kind of secret area that the riverboat guy brought us to. But if you progress past the mansion that he drops you off at, there is another area here where you can work through to get another item. So again, jumping when these things are on the way. Wow, that was close. I got a little greedy there. Jumping on the way up will let you jumping and whipping will let you jump the farthest that you can. And if you can time it right, out you go over to the left here and all the way through. And then this is going to enter the area. We got birds up top. We got mummies. We got all sorts of things down here to worry about. A couple of these enemies. But if you get all the way to the left, through all of the baddies and these weird flowers and Medusa heads and everything else that they try to throw at you now, over to the left here, there is just a fine gentleman just standing here waiting to give you something. And it's a diamond. And what a diamond is an item that basically bounces off of walls, and it costs hearts to use, but it bounces off of walls and kind of ricochets around, damaging enemies. So got it for the sake of doing the sort of all -1 items run, but wanted to show you that exists there if it's one that you want to grab. So, these birds are so fun to deal with. Love them so much. Okay, so if we go back to the right and get back onto our boat now, and we can progress to the final destination, which is going to be mansion number 4 is the one that we're going to need to get to. So we're going to go back to the riverboat guy, and this time what we'll do is we'll unequip the heart so that he just takes us to the regular area on the left that we need to go to. So, okay, so past Castle 3, or Mansion 3. I always call them castles. I think that's just ingrained from other NES games. I always refer to them as castles, or Mario, or whatever it is. Castle is always the way I refer to these sorts of places. I never really said dungeon. That was never really my semantics I used for these. Always castle. Mansion, I guess I gotta get used to, but dungeon I never really used. But if you stay on the boat now, the heart is not equipped. Now, he's just going to take you to the normal area, and you can hop off over here. And then, we are on our track to the fifth and final mansion of Simon's Quest. So there's the guy that gave us our red crystal. We're just working through this town, and again, we're going to have to go to Deborah's Cliff and duck down to be whisked away by the elusive tornado. So this should all seem a little bit familiar at this point. Oh, these stupid slimy guys. The slimy boys. All right, there's our bags of bones. Yep, we got our rib equipped. Boom. Moving. Shaking. There we go. Take care of these things. He does his little dipsy-do coming back. Drop down. Okay, beautiful. Sometimes taking out those enemies on the bottom, too, you can either use Holy Water or the Eternal Flame to do it if they're on a lower level than you. I like to just drop down and whip them, but to each his own. I guess for here, honestly, with how often I die because of trying to whip these slimes, I should take my own advice and use the Eternal Flame or Holy Water. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, and then I die. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's lucky or not. Okay. Continue, and here we are. Okay. Whatever. Don't need the hearts anymore. It doesn't really hurt us. And now we're just going to work through on the left, on the bottom. This is where we got the Morningstar. More cryptic clues and potentially garlic and laurels in some of these other doors, but we really don't need them. And we're doing okay on time. This is the this should be the last day-night iteration we go through, and I think we're okay on time. So we're just going to go to the left here, get to Deborah's Cliff, duck down. It's going to drop us off right at the mansion we need to go to, and that should be all we need. Because also the reason that we take this route is because by finishing this mansion last, it's actually the closest to Castlevania too, so it lets us get over to Dracula. Oh, look at me being slick. It gets us over to Dracula the fastest after we're done. Okay, equip your red crystal, duck down, and this is where we're going to get whisked away again. And as you can see on the inventory screen, we're only missing that one item, which is the regular dagger. So we've acquired all of the other items in the game to this point that are not parts of Dracula, which we're going to get the final one now. All right, mansion, the fifth mansion in our process here. So let's go swing over this way, and you can and you can jump right over that first barrier to get through there. So then you're going to jump and use holy water to take out these bricks. Yeah, otherwise you spend a lot of time walking around up the stairs. So yeah, just one jump over that bottom barrier and it takes you through here to the actual area you need to go. Remember, we've already gotten the oak stake, so we don't need to get one. At this point, we just need to come in, drop down, get to the bottom of this section, and once we've done that, we're pretty much at the area where we secured. It's going to be Dracula's nail, is going to be the last piece that we're going to get here. So yeah, pretty simple mansion too to get through at this point if you've done it the way we've shown you to this point. I mean, literally just 2 rooms. Over you go, grab your oak stake that you bought in the last mansion, and there you have it. Now Dracula's nail, which we now possess, is it allows your whip to destroy fake blocks. So just like holy water does, if you equip Dracula's nail, it lets you destroy fake blocks. So, all right, back up the stairs. We have all of the items we need. We have the magic cross. We have Dracula's 5 body parts. It's time to go murder this son of a gun, you know? So we'll work our way back to the left. And now you can see we can, here, I'll show you. Let's equip Dracula's nail, and you can just whip through those blocks now that you've got it equipped. Makes it a little easier than holy water. So jump across, whip them through, and there you have it. Did I get over? Oh, look at me with the NES lag mastering. Very good. Okay, over that fake wall, and we are out of here. Talk about an efficient mansion. Might be the fastest one that we've done, which is kind of nice to finish on because we're getting kind of tired here. We're nearing the end, and then when you exit the mansion, you go to the right. This is the one area we have not gone during our trek here. Remember when we were here last time, we progressed to the left to get the flame whip and to finish mansion number 5. But in this case, we are going to work our way to the right here in after mansion number 4. Whip down these flowers and these different things. Oh, there we go. These things just come down and become guys. That's very Zelda 2. I remember those bats that become enemies in Zelda 2. Yeah, that's what they remind me of. I'm glad that you listened to my story about Zelda 2 there. Okay, a completely meaningless town. Don't know the name of it. Don't care to know the name of it. Doesn't have anything that we need. We're just going to get out of here. We're going to whip these zombies, and we're going to keep moving. There's a church, though. If it happened to be daytime, we can enter there and grab our health. I don't think we need to wait until it's daytime. I think we can just go. And frankly, I don't want to entertain the idea that we might accidentally not finish in time. So we're just going to keep cooking. And I think we're in plenty of time here to get to Castlevania and get the best ending if we can get there and finish Dracula. So a couple of these fish guys that pop out of the water on us. Not too bad if you can just kind of whip them on their way down. A couple of these platforms that are rising and falling. Always our favorite things. More hearts that just make me feel good even though I don't need them at all. Could potentially level up, but I think we're probably short a lot on hearts there. And then if you work all the way to the right, you've got a couple more. Now they really start firing gas at you. I mean, look at these things. These fireballs, this is like CC Sabathia firing fireballs at you. Gives you an idea of when I watched baseball. Okay, and then through that quick poison swamp, 1 laurel just to be sure. And we do need to go downstairs here. If you go to the right and do not go downstairs, there's sort of a dead end that kind of leaves you in some sort of a trap area. There's like an invisible staircase and a way to get out, but it's a whole thing, and you don't need to go there. So just hop down the stairs at this last juncture. We'll go through our final town here before we enter Castlevania. And bats do descend from above, so just be conscious of that. And work your way through. Don't just push through and take an unnecessary bump, but we are getting close here. You can sense it. We have these bags of body parts, which have got to be gross. They've been sitting there for 8 years, 7 years, and it's disgusting, but we're just carrying them in these, rainbow satchels. Certainly a choice. No, like, I don't know, formaldehyde or anything to preserve them. Just sitting there, decomposing. It's gross. Anyway, morning sun has vanquished the horrible night. Thank goodness. Back to daytime. This is the last day, I think, that we have to finish it to get the best ending. So we're going to be fine as far as timing goes, but you can see how tight it is. We didn't really spend, or waste, I should say, a lot of time doing anything in this game when it comes to traversing the overworld, and we're still going to be right up against it when it comes to getting the best ending. So you can just see how slim a margin there is. Now, if you go ahead and, excuse me, you equip the nail, you can whip those things, and now ascend over the barrier. We've got the magic cross, we've got everything that we need, and now we're going to enter Castlevania for the final confrontation with Count Dracula. So you've stuck with me this far. We've only got a few minutes to go, guys. We can make this. To the right we go, and now we have entered Castlevania. And the nice thing about Castlevania, I will say, is that there are no enemies to defeat to get to Dracula. I say nice because it's been we've gone through 5 of these mansions and done that. If I'm being honest, it probably would have raised the stakes a little bit of this last fight. I think the fact that you go right to Dracula here might have taken away a little bit from the experience for me. But anyway, just a side note, I guess. In case you're wondering where it ranks on our list, as I've started ranking all these games that I'm finishing, you'll have to check out the next episode when this one gets ranked too. Okay, up the stairs and then jump and whip to get to this barrier and then fall down. Just a couple more staircases to go through, and then we will be at Dracula. Down the final staircase. Okay, the build-up has been here. We've got all the parts. We have entered his chamber. What we need to do is equip our Eternal Flame. We're going to use that for our battle with him, and here it is. We've entered his chamber. We have the parts. Let's mix them in. There they all are. Descending into the flaming urn. Okay, Dracula's going to make like a circle pattern. All I do is fill up the entire area and keep whipping in the middle with that Eternal Flame. Just keep firing and flaming. That's all you got to do. And eventually Drac is going to take enough damage to die here. There he is. Wow, really enveloped in flames there. This guy's got nothing. Nothing on me. And just like that, you can turn him into a giant fireball and finish him. So all of that buildup, and Dracula is defeated. And we did it in the amount of time we needed to, as we have the best ending now here in front of you. I hope you guys enjoyed the journey, and I hope you learned something about the way to take care of this game to get the best ending. In the meantime, let's go ahead and enjoy the ending of Simon's Quest. If you haven't subbed up to the channel yet, be sure to do that. We do these every Wednesday. Would love to have you back. Thanks for watching.